everyone. Welcome to Crown Chat. If it's your first time, welcome. If you are coming back to us, welcome back. I am Queen Nichelle Miller, and I am also your Pure International Elite Miss Heartland USA, preparing for internationals, which is in about 70-ish days, I think, 60 days. So I'm excited to be here with you. I'm excited to share my royal friends with you. What we do on Crown Chat is just chat it up. We chat it up with other queens from other systems. It's a great time to introduce folks to pageantry that are looking at different things. And then it's a great time to introduce you to new systems and new queens, which is what I love to do. So my personal platform is The Power to Dream, which is all about empowering women and girls to pursue their dreams, no matter their circumstances or resources. And I love using Crown Chat in that capacity to be able to let women share their stories of how they got to where they are. So before I bring on my super cool guest tonight, I have to do a shout out to my Sash sister, Queen Lily, who is in Texas. I got your happy mail. We write each other letters, and she's way better at it than me. So I got your pen, and I love it. And I will write back to you very soon. So without further ado, I cannot wait to introduce y'all to my special guest tonight, the amazing Queen Erin Golka. Let me bring her in. Hello, Queen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you.
Thank you for being here. Now, please introduce yourself to everybody and include your title so that we get the full experience of Erin.
Absolutely. So my name is Erin Golka, and I am the Miss Florida Elite for the U.S. Continental System.
Woo! That's amazing. I love that. And I think I first met you through, and is it Crowns and Coffee, Coffee and Crowns?
Yep, Crowns and Coffee.
Crowns and Coffee. You guys did a Saturday show, and I was having tech issues, and you were so sweet to me. So I'm so excited to have you on. And I was so excited to see you win this title. So tell us about that journey. I mean, how'd you get there? What'd you compete in? Give us all the nitty gritty of your pageant.
Absolutely. So, and just like everything, persistence is key to everything. And if you don't succeed the first time, you try again. And that's exactly what I did. And it was such a great learning experience. I got the ability to grow every time with each competition. I was excited to kind of build myself up through the ranks by winning non-title specialist categories, because it's a learning opportunity by doing those types of things. And then finally, through my journey, now here I am. I'm a state title holder and super excited, but also super humbled about that, because it is a journey. And through that journey, it really makes you appreciate things more and more each time you do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you're Ms. Florida. Are there other states and you guys compete against each other, or how does that work?
Yes. Yeah, there are several different states that come in. The Florida portion is basically, this one's a pageant within a pageant. So we have a state Florida pageant, and then we have the national pageant. So, but the two have been combined over the last few years. So we kind of got crowned all at the same time. So, but it was so much fun meeting everybody from across the United States, great women with wonderful platforms. That's another thing I love about pageantry is when we share everything, each platform, each one of us has a story. And that story is just so powerful because it really is personally fueled. It's something that has touched us, that has made us really want to grow and really want to help our cause.
Definitely. So since you brought it up, tell us a little bit about your platform.
Yes. So mine is called Purple Paws, and it's for epilepsy. And I promote seizure, sense, and alert dogs. They're not so well known, and we're trying to bring those to the forefront because they are amazing. And just as I had stated, it's usually something that touches you personally, that drives your platform. This is personal to me. My older daughter has epilepsy. She was diagnosed at 8 years of age, and she's 19 now. And I wanted to be able to find a way to give her more independence, because I know in the teen years, it's not always so cool to have mom around, but dogs are always cool. So, we kind of went that route and learned more about them. I had to do a lot of searching on my own to find out, who's reputable, how should this be, what does it look like to really have a true seizure sense and alert dog, because we know I've had to work on a lot of debunking because unfortunately people have done kind of crazy things with service animals and it's created a bit of a hardship. So we've been learning and being able to do a lot of educational things with TSA and other entities to help them understand what a true service animal is and what that looks like, and also show them the correct papers for those types of things. From that, we've gone through, we've learned how to fundraise, because again, this is all private pay for these types of animals. They are not cheap, they are expensive. So I've been putting things together and been a resource for people on where to go for grants and things like that to help them pay for these animals. These dogs are anywhere between $10,000 to $17,000, depending on what all they need to do. So we've worked with wonderful people. I've met great people along the way. Julie Hutchison at the Chelsea Hutchison Foundation in memory of her daughter. I've done a lot of work for them and with them. We just went to Disney for National Purple Day with Julie and the Chelsea Hutchison Foundation. And also I've done great things with Josh Provides, which is out of Sarasota, Florida. We've helped them over the pandemic and after the pandemic, we've helped them raise over $100,000 in grants towards these types of service animals through specialty events. We even opened up our doors, opened up our lives, and did a documentary about everything that we've been through on our journey to help others learn what this is about and how to go about it the right way to get the right resource.
Wow. And this is why I love pageantry. I've never heard of that. And I have a close friend, her daughter has epilepsy. And so I know that I'm learning day by day. And so I've learned the biggest thing is flashing lights is one of her triggers. So whenever we're doing an event, we're like, oh, no flashing lights. So we try to, kind of adjust things. And she's been teaching me, she's like, not all seizures are the same. So I'm learning, but I've never heard of purple paws. I love that.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Thank you. And we've been so touched by so many different organizations, and even, the Seizure Foundation here in Florida, the Florida Epilepsy Society, they've been fabulous with us as well. And Caitlin even won the Clayton Fogg Award last year for her advocacy in epilepsy, helping others like herself, young teens, early 20s. She advocated and worked with groups to help people kind of bring them up, let them know that they are valued, that they are important, and what can they do to help each other.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. So if I can ask, how old is your daughter?
She's 19 now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So what does she think of mom being this advocate, for this service, kind of so that she doesn't need you or doesn't have to have you around?
No, she thinks it's great, and we've really made this a mother-daughter journey pretty much. And we've actually, taken this, under our wings here and just flew with it. And, we've really made it into quite the journey to teach others, to raise awareness. We've had some great opportunities, including even going out to LA for pre-Oscar parties and walking the red carpet and teaching even these LA celebrities and, different advocates all about epilepsy and what that is, and I even had a photographer at the pre-Oscar party come up to me and says, oh my gosh, I have epilepsy. Can we talk after the event? Can I learn more about, the dog and everything? It's like, it was so exciting to be able to share with so many different people. And I can tell you, our service dog's name is Mowgli, and he is an English yellow lab, and he has an Instagram page. And he has his own paparazzi, I can tell you. It was really cute when we were out at the pre-Oscars, and one of his biggest fans is Sally Struthers. So if any of you know who Sally Struthers is, she's been, in the TV world for forever, and she's one of his biggest fans.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So is it Mowgli?
Yep, just like the Jungle Book. Yep.
Okay.
So you look up Mowgli the service dog, and you'll be able to follow him on Instagram.
I love that. Okay, I'm going to follow him for sure. Awesome. For sure. So we talked a little bit about your pageant. Now, was that your first pageant, or you've had a journey? Tell us how you got started in pageantry.
Yeah, so years ago, okay, we'll say years ago. We won't say how old I am, but years ago. But but I was in the Miss Teen Pennsylvania pageant, and that was actually my first ever, chance to try out pageantry. I was a junior in high school, and I really enjoyed it. And the biggest thing that I enjoyed was what we talk about all the time, and it's just the friends that you make. Sister queens are very special, and it's just they are some of the best friends you could ever make, ever have. And it's just, it's like a bond that can't be broken. We truly become our own family. And I love that because we create such a network of, just advocacy for each other's platforms, advocacy for friendships, advocacy, just for everything from soup to nuts. And that's, another thing that inspired myself and my partner in crime, Diane, to create Crowns and Coffee, because we loved what pageantry did. We felt that, we needed to help connect people more, connect our sister queens more, learn more about these things, and truly find the right pageant home. And it's like when you go up through the ranks and you've done all that you can in that one circuit, well, where's my next journey? So we wanted to help connect the dots to keep it going.
I love that. And I love that so much about your platform on Facebook, because it's everything. It's every system. It's women uplifting women. It's, hey, I'm working on this service project, and other people are like, how can I help? I mean, everybody's just really reaching and loving on each other. And it's a neat place to be. And just to see even the things that you guys bring to the table, like guest speakers and programming, is so cool for expanding the network. So I just love it. I love it.
Thank
Tisha
you.
says, hi, Erin. Hi, Tisha. Hi, Tisha.
Hi. Yes, but that'll be great. And we have some great things planned. I know everybody's been super busy, but just know right around the corner, Diane and I are working on some more surprises for everybody. So we'll have that for you soon.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'll have to ask you about secrets about Diane too. No, I'm kidding. Because I'm sure you know some secrets about her. Okay, so you were crowned, and then when do you crown your successor?
So that's an interesting thing. So right now our system is a little bit of transition.
Okay.
So we don't have the date quite yet, but it will be coming soon. So there was a changeover, of the ownership of the pageants. So we'll be sure to keep everybody up to date.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's not uncommon for people that are watching at home, like, oh no, what happened? That happens. Pageants change ownership. Things happen. It's okay.
Right. Absolutely. It's all right. We keep it moving. It's still going to happen. It didn't go away. It's just going through transition. But, that means I get to have fun with my title, like Crystal KB shared with hers about how she got to be Miss Galaxy for a little bit longer. So I get to enjoy my title for a little bit longer, while we go through this transitionary state.
I love it. It's a great time to be a queen. That's amazing. So in your system, what are the areas of competition?
So we have interview and fitness and evening gown.
Oh, okay. So what does fitness look like
So fitness for us is just basically, finding what is most flattering to you workout wise to wear. And when you grace the stage, just make sure you do it with a lot of bounce and a lot of pep in your step to show them, just kind of that cheerleader-esque kind of side of you.
Okay. Okay. I wondered because I'm like, okay, now Miss America fitness is a little different than me fitness.
Yeah. Yeah, no swimsuit happening over here. So it's more I was like, kinder with the spandex, right?
I love that. That's awesome. So you have a teen daughter. What does she think about her mom being a pageant queen?
Oh, she loves it. She thinks it's great. She loves to see all the neat things I do. And I'll tell you, she really loves when it's time to go shopping for gowns. So, that's always a fun part that she and I share, because I'll pull some up and say, okay, help me. What do you think of this one? Should I wear this color this year? Should I do this one this year? So it's a lot of fun in having her involved with me on that. It just makes it even more worthwhile to me.
Awesome. Awesome. Now you started as a teen. I started as a not so teen. What would be your advice to someone that's just beginning their pageant journey, and maybe they're not that teen and they don't feel they fit the mode of the teen queen or those girls that you see that have competed since they were like 2, what would your advice be to someone?
So I would honestly encourage everybody to connect. And again, I refer back to Crowns and Coffee again, just because you can make so many connections. Have a coach. I even myself, because I had been away from it for so long, when I first got back into it, I was kind of winging some things when I first started. And then I was like, okay, things are a little bit different. I've been away for a while. So let me learn a little bit more about what it is now to what it was then. So I got a coach. So Crystal KV coached me, along with some of the other girls. Diane was great. She and I would talk back and forth. It's good to talk about, talk with girls that have been in those systems before, or ladies that have been in those systems before, because they can kind of help you understand what does that, oh, my kitty.
We have another guest.
I'm telling you, boy, he's all about pageantry too. He wanted right in on that. Wow. Wasn't expecting that one.
Okay.
There's a little comedy relief for you anyway.
I tell people, I'm like, you don't realize how goofy queens are behind the scenes. The on stage is very graceful and fabulous most times. Sometimes,
right.
We fall. But then behind the scenes, we're just goofy and normal. So
Exactly. You got to be well-rounded to be a queen, right? Well-rounded.
Absolutely.
But what we were saying was, I just make sure I use my resources, reach out, ask questions, don't be afraid, and that's the thing that folks need to understand, that, we queens are all about raising each other up. It's not the cattiness that, people paint it out to be. And that was another thing that Diane and I agreed with Crowns and Coffee. We were looking to debunk, that portion of what people think of when they think of pageantry. And we thought, what can we do to help people feel better about themselves, to help debunk these things, and help to have a constant resource that people could go out there and find the right fit for them for a pageant home.
Definitely. And I love the point you made about find the right fit for them, because every pageant is not for everybody.
No,
it's just not. And I mean, between the culture and the vibe, even the areas of competition, like we were talking about swimsuit, I'm like, oh no, that's not for me. So I mean,
that makes 2 of us.
It is so important to research and dig in. And I find people a lot of times just Google pageant and they just jump in, and then they're, kind of deer in the headlights. And you have to research before and during your process. So that's such a good point. Have you ever been exposed to or heard of a system that someone said was not a good fit? And then what was your response to them? How did you handle that?
So I did have that happen one time. And it was kind of that environment that I was trying to stay away from. You know how sometimes, unfortunately, you find that every so often one that's a little bit toxic, that you kind of end up having that unfortunate Mean Girls Club in it. So, but always stay graceful. The thing is, we always have to rise above, take the higher road, because, ultimately as a queen, no matter where you are, that's how you need to be. That's how you need to conduct yourself, because in the end, a true queen raises up above and always raises those up around her. So I just, gracefully just bowed out of it and said, you know what, I really appreciate you. I appreciate your system. And I appreciate everybody in here. I just feel at this time that it's just not in my best interest, to move forward, to compete. Again, I appreciate everything you've done, and I appreciate everything about your system. This just is not the time for me. And I left it that way and left it be.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a great answer and such a great response. And it's such a great acknowledgement and awareness of self for you to be like, oh, wait, no, this is not my jam. So awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, queen. You're just
Thank
awesome.
you.
She just says queens backstage are funny.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh, if they only knew half the stuff, how we look. I actually, and I'll share a funny with you when we talk about being funny behind the stage. I was getting ready for rehearsal the one time, and I know Diane will laugh because I'm sure she remembers this, Tina Hayes and many others. I think Tisha was there too, that I had my hair, the one competition, I decided to put it in, those little pink dollar store curlers, right? So I have naturally curly hair. So those crazy little curlers make nice curls in my hair though. So I was getting ready for rehearsal and my hair was still wet. So here I am practicing being a Bond girl with these pink curlers in my hair, looking like a crazy cat lady, like my cat was here earlier. It's a So, and I believe there's pictures floating around somewhere of me at rehearsal with being a Bond girl with these crazy cat lady curlers in my hair.
Oh my gosh. Tisha says curlers, I remember, and a laughing face. Oh, she said there may be a picture. Okay, we'll stand by. Let's see if this picture surfaces. I knew there were things out there about you. I just knew it. Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. So what's next for you? Are you thinking about competing again, or you're just going to run crowns and coffee and relax for a while, or what's the plan? Is it coffee and crowns and coffee? I always want to flip it.
Well, it's good either way because crowns and coffee and crowns, they're both a good combo no matter how you look at it. So I figured I'm gonna go through and see, I am gonna compete. We're gonna see about, when this pageant will be for the title that I have, because I still have the chance at the national title. And for after that, well, Diane's already working on where I'm going next. So
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
So that's why I said she's my partner in crime, because when she's out there trying, different pageants here and there, she goes, "Oh no, you're going here next." I'm like, I love it. I'm like, okay.
I love it. I love it. Okay, we have a question here. Is there anything you would do differently on your pageant journey? Good question.
That is a good question. So yes, there are some things I would do differently. And I think one of the things would be that I would not hesitate to reach out earlier, to find a coach and to kind of get lined up a little bit more, because coaches are great, and coaches are other people that know more about different systems, and they actually can help you to pick the right system for you. Because if you talk to a coach and you tell them, say, hey, this is what I'm looking to do, or you tell them these are my values, this is my platform, oh, this is what I'm comfortable wearing, well, I'm not comfortable wearing a bathing suit, things like that. Coaches are great for helping to match you up, to try to make you as successful as possible when you go fit into a pageant system.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Great point. Okay, take the question down. Okay, so now I shall ask you random questions.
Yes.
Just find out the goofiness of you.
Great.
Are you wearing socks right now? Yes or no?
No
Me
socks.
I am wearing slippers, but no socks. But that's another story.
Exactly. I just picked off those nursing shoes. No socks.
That's right. We didn't even get into that. So when you're not being an amazing mom, amazing pageant queen, amazing fur mom.
I love it.
My brain's like, ugh. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, when I can, living in Florida, it's so funny. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you live in Florida. Oh, it must be amazing living near the beach. Well, I got to tell you, when you live here, the beach is 8 miles away from me, but I don't get there very often. But I do like to try to get out there every once in a while. And it is the best place in the world to cleanse your soul, kick back, watch the sun come up, and have your coffee.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yes. I mean, it is one of the best recharge places. And to do it that way and just have your cup of Starbucks, sit there in the sand and watch the sun come up, I'm telling you, that is one of God's biggest graces right there. You just get to sit back, relax, and enjoy what he's done with the paintbrush.
I love it. Now, what part of Florida are you in?
So I'm in Parkland, Florida. So I'm in South Florida, and I'm about 45 minutes north of Miami.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Been to Miami before. Had a good time.
Awesome.
All right. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
So one of the biggest, let me think through that because I've had so many good pieces of advice. It's hard to pick just one. But I would think one of the biggest things, that was said to me was just about keeping my chin up because, to be honest, I'm a curvier girl, and I'll say it, I'm 51 years old. And for me, it was just like, I'm curvy, I'm busty, it's just I used to like drive myself crazy about trying to find everything because I'd look around and I'd see all these women that are just absolutely gorgeous, just built, everything, just they just put a gown on and they just looked just so elegant. And I'd look at myself and I had many queens tell me, it's like, are you kidding me? Relook at yourself. You are beautiful. You can, you may not be able to wear that gown, but look at your gown. Look at you. It's like how you put yourself together. We should not compare ourselves to one another. We should be looking at how we can feel the most beautiful about ourselves. And, through that, it kind of helped me because I can tell you there were times that, I was just kind of afraid and I thought about backing up from it. But especially again, I refer to one of my greatest friends here, Diane. She was always encouraging of me. I mean, I had this happen, and we talk about funny things that happen backstage. Well, she'll tell you, and I think Tisha might have been at this one too. I had a purple gown the one year. Well, I'm busty, and I got to tell you, we had to like basically break the zipper to get me out of it. I was so packed in it, and I was so mortified. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? This gown is just, coming apart, and look at me. I'm just like, but it was also too finding again a coach to help me find the right gown for my body shape, something that made me feel beautiful, because you may not be able to wear everything or anything, certain things that we want to. But, when you work with the right people, they know everybody's body shape and they know how to help you find the most flattering type of gown, the most flattering color for you to wear based on your hair, and things like that too. I mean, the coach is to me is just like, it's like any other coach, right? You can't have a successful football team without a good coach. Well, you can't have a good pageant experience without a good coach too, because they know how to put you together to make you feel absolutely beautiful inside and out. And I am forever grateful to the girls that have taught me that, by just telling me about their experiences. And over time, like even one of my other pageant sisters, Laura, she told me and she pulled me aside. It was so touching to me. She said, she said, I've watched you try and try again. And she said, I love it. And she told me that when I received my crown. She said, it's been so great to watch you grow. It's been so great to see the queen that you've become. Those types of things, they stick with you forever and they mean so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Let's see what the comment. It's definitely hard to find something when you're top heavy. Yes, it is. Because you either got to like lift them up or tape them down. And it's a lot going on.
Exactly.
It's
And
a
you've got
lot
to
going
have the
on.
best, yeah. And you got to have the best seamstress too, because, you can't ever have a gown true to size either. You always end up having to buy them bigger and then having them taken in because to
Yep.
fit the girls on top, you've got to have extra there and then have an amazing seamstress to take care of the rest.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Let's see here. We have another question. What's your favorite memory from a pageant outside of your curlers?
That's great. So I think some of the other great memories too are when we would get together and do the orientations. I love the orientations when we have a chance to meet one another and actually give those little gifts where it's going to lead into what our platform is about. And it's always divulging that personal story behind why did you choose that platform. I love those. I think that's great because then you really start in that moment to learn about your sisters in your system.
Yeah. Yeah. What's one of the favorite gifts you've received in the contestant gift exchange or from a system?
Oh, well, there's been lots of beautiful gifts and things like that that I've received over time. I think one of the things that I've received that I've loved is a bee. You know, we get a lot of these beautiful pins to put on our sashes. I love pearls. Pearls are my favorite.
Hmm.
And I had received a queen bee with a pearl on it from my sash.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I
So
love that.
it was so unique, you know, because we get lots of beautiful crowns and things like that. But yeah, that was definitely a unique pin.
Now, did that person know that you liked pearls, or was that just that was
No,
God
it
working?
just, yep, exactly. Just God working.
I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that so much. I love it. Okay. What would you like to see more of in pageantry?
You know, I think one of the things I'd love to see more are things like you have here with, you know, with your podcast and things like that. But also, I think it would be nice if we started to learn more about circuits that are in the area, so different systems within the areas, and actually have social mixers. You know, I would love for us to, like, for instance, you know, Diane and I were just invited to one. Um, there was one we went to not so long ago where we went and we supported sister queens and things like that at their events, you know, which we try to do. You know, we try to find out so we can go to different pageants or things like that to support one another. But I really would love it, you know, even outside of going to support each other at pageants. It would be fun if we could start to pull these things together and actually just go out and have social mixers.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I think we need more of that because I think in
Mhm.
some cases it's so much, not so much, but there's those systems that are like it's us versus them and you can't
Yes,
mix. And we're all there for the same purpose. We're all there to serve and to raise awareness for our platforms, for our systems, for pageantry as a whole. So it's like that we're there for the same thing. So that
absolutely.
that would be
And you
great.
know, we've been so isolated for so long with COVID and everything that we're like excited now that we're finally being able to get back together and do these things. You know,
Yes.
it's just one more reason why not? Let's get together. Let's all go out to dinner. Let's all go out and have a cocktail hour. Let's all go out, you know, even just go on a shopping trip. I mean, it's just, you know, there's all these great things that there are to do.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Following to see it as you do that. Following to following to see it. Okay, she's following you now to see as you do those
Oh,
things.
yay.
Okay. I had to read that one a few times. I didn't understand. Promise you, I'm going to get it together. It's the crown. It's the
Oh,
crown. It's
it's all
cricket today. It's crazy. Crazy.
good.
What is your favorite part of the competition cycles? Like which section is your favorite?
I like the evening gown. I do, because you know, like I was saying earlier, you know, my daughter helps me pick, and to actually get out there and be able to walk across the stage with wearing the gown that my daughter helped choose for me, that means a lot.
I love that. I now do you just have the one daughter or
I
do you
have
have
two. I
okay,
actually
okay.
have two, and my little one, she's on the spectrum, and she actually did her first pageant through ARC Broward. So ARC is a foundation for autism, and she's been doing amazing things with ARC. She actually just did a fashion show not long ago. Down at the at the Ritz Carlton. So they did a little poolside trunk show, and she was just marching her stuff. So she's enjoying this type of thing too.
I love it, and she's seeing you do it, so she's just jumping right in. I love that.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's
I
been fun. I mean, pageantry has had a positive effect, you know, on my kids too, and I love that because you know it's all about leading by example, and to
yeah,
show them, you know, how to help others, you know, to learn from one another, how to just basically conduct yourself as a lady, learn how to be a better friend. Learn how to be better, you know, within yourself. It's just all great qualities to teach young girls.
yeah. Such good points. Such good points. All right. If you had $1 million, what would you buy first?
You know, I have such a soft spot for animals, and I say this all the time. If I were able to win the lottery, I would build a facility, and instead of seeing these poor doggies be euthanized, I would ask to take them and put them in there and put them into a training program and turn them into service dogs.
Aww.
Because there are so many different causes for service dogs, including our veterans, people with PTSD, which I live in Parkland, and for many that remember, we did have a mass shooting here at our high school. And things like that. So, there's even still people in our community that we fundraise together as a community to get them service dogs for PTSD. So, to me, I feel that that's an important thing. And why put this sweet animal down whenever they could serve a bigger cause?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, I love that. You make me want to go hug my dog. And she's rotten. She's just rotten.
They're fun to spoil.
If you had to teach a class on one subject, what would it be and why?
Ooh, I like this one too. So if I could teach a class, I would love to teach a class. And I say this all the time, even at work. I'm all about etiquette. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about etiquette, because since COVID, boy, we sure do know etiquette has gone away. So for me, I feel people have just kind of forgotten how to have proper interactions, conversations, things like that. I'm a big proponent at my job about crucial conversations and learning how to have, a conversation, good, bad, or indifferent, but also to be able to do it in a fashion that is more acceptable, because there's too much hate. We can't hate like this. We have to learn how to understand when we have to agree to disagree and keep it moving, because not everybody's always going to see everything the same, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah, perfectly said. I love that. And then by day, for those of you that may have missed it, you're an amazing nurse, or night. Do you work days or nights? What's your shift? What do you?
Well, I work days, but I also take call.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. See, she's doing all the things. Take care of the people and the puppies.
That's it. And my crazy cat in between. So
and the cat was like, I'm on the show. This is it. I'm on the show. What is one thing that most people would be surprised to know about you?
So I think one thing people would be most surprised to know about me is that when I was younger, when I was in college, so a few different things. One, I used to play deck hockey. So big hockey fan. So I used to play that. And then
I would have never guessed that.
for 1 minute, I'm running around scrubs in another, and then I got a hockey stick in my hand. So see,
Oh
like
my
all
gosh.
well-rounded.
Love it. Love it.
Thank you. But yeah, I used to do that. And then I also used to love, and there's another love for gowns that I have, is when I was going to nursing school, I worked in a biotechnology lab. So I worked on testing heart pumps for the FDA on one job. In my other job, totally on the other end of the spectrum, I was working in a bridal gown shop helping sell bridal gowns.
Wow.
So
wow. That's quite a range. It's quite a range. Wow. You're talking about well-rounded. I think you're winning the well-rounded queen that I've had on the show. Good night. It's amazing. Do you play any instruments?
Yes. When I was in high school, I used to play the clarinet, the bass clarinet, and the tenor saxophone.
Oh my God. Have you ever played either of those for a talent in a pageant?
No, that I have not.
Might be your next pageant there. You could just whip them
Maybe.
out.
We'll whip that clarinet back out again and remember how to do it.
My son played saxophone, and I don't know what he was doing. And he always had cracked reeds. We were always buying reeds. I was like, what are you doing? So yeah, those woodwinds. I don't know. I don't know what y'all are doing over there.
Usually what happens is people slam those mouthpiece covers down on top, and they cheat and they don't take the reed off, and then they crack it.
That's probably, yeah, that sounds like him. I'm going to call him when we're done. He might be an adult, but I can still get him. What song is your hype song? Like the one that gets you all hyped up and ready to go?
Ooh, I have a few of those. Let me see which one would be the best one. I don't know. I have to come back on that one because there are a lot. Because my kids constantly change the station too. So there's
Darn
so
kids in
sometimes
the
it takes me
car.
a minute to think of a name of it because I get little snippets of something, and next thing I know, we're on to Lincoln Park or something else, and I'm like, oh, that's not what I had on there a minute ago. But I love
Oh,
Adele. Adele is one of my favorites.
okay. I love her too. What's one of the last shows that you binged?
That would be Schitt's Creek. And I did that during the pandemic because I had to work so much during the pandemic. I really needed something for a good laugh based on everything else that I saw that was just so horrific. It was great to come home and just watch senseless, mindless humor.
I love that show. Fun
Yes.
fact, was watching it before we got on live tonight.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was watching, and I had to like turn it off. I was like, oh, I don't want to hear this while I'm on my call. So yeah, I was watching it before it came out. Love that show. Love it. Let's see. I already asked you about that. What school subject was your favorite?
My school subject favorite one, I loved art. Art was always my favorite. I took like a medieval art class to learn about the mosaics, about the colors, about the structures, the different ways that they built the churches during the different time periods and things like that, all the architecture. So I loved stuff like that. So it was one of my favorites.
Oh, fancy.
Mm-hmm. Always about the purple.
You're flying to a pageant. Your bag is lost. What is one thing you must have to compete?
My toothbrush. Can't smile without clean teeth.
Because most people are like, oh my God, my dress. Oh, my flat iron. Oh, my toothbrush. Yes. I was judging a pageant in Kentucky last 2 Decembers ago. It was during COVID and everything. And it was when those really bad tornadoes came through. And so we were in the hotel. They put me up in a hotel and they evacuated the rooms. Like we had to shelter in place in the halls and the lobby.
Oh my.
And I was like, at the desk, I was at the desk and the lady's like trying to call each room and make sure they're awake and get out of their room because it was all glass. And I was like, do you have extra toothbrushes? Because I forgot.
Well, see, I'm not alone then.
No. Then I went to Chicago, I don't know, a month ago to judge a pageant. I kid you not, tornadoes coming through, forgot my toothbrush. So I don't know if when I forget my toothbrush, there's tornadoes, but there's something to that. Nothing to that toothbrush thing. Oh, I was so distraught. And my husband's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, but I forgot my toothbrush. And now I gotta go. So upset.
Oh, no.
Okay. Anywho.
That's so awesome though. It's like, at least you and I we have that socially connection. It is all about the toothbrush.
It is. Yeah, I can wear anything, but you're right. If you can't smile because you didn't brush your teeth.
Exactly. Who can smile with dirty teeth? It's just not happening.
Oh, I love that. Okay. What are 3 words that describe you?
I would say innovative, intriguing, and compassionate.
I love it.
So,
I won't forget, Chrissy, one of my Sash sisters. Please don't forget your toothbrush in July.
You know what that means. You and I are going to be giving those out as our gift.
No one will understand. I'll just have to send them a link to the show. I'm like, just here's what you need to know.
You have to watch her show and you will totally understand.
That's my new gift. Oh my gosh, girl. It's my new gift. If not for them, for me, because I need it.
There you
Oh
go.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Lost all my train of thought. All right, so you're in Florida. Who's your favorite Disney character?
Oh, mine is Merida. I love Merida. She's my favorite.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Mine is Cinderella.
She's beautiful. Love her.
Yeah, she's so pretty. And then she had a wicked stepmom, and so did I. I probably shouldn't say so did I. I had a not nice.
I'm so sorry. You know what they say. There's always, we relate things to things. So
she doesn't watch. She doesn't like me anyway. So it's all good.
That's all right, because you got all of us that love you, so you're good.
Thank you, and I love you. Thank you. Oh gosh. Okay. How can people follow your journey? See what you're up to next? How can they support Purple Paws? All the good things.
Absolutely. So I do have a Miss Florida Elite Facebook page, and we know that still travels over on Instagram. And then also you can follow us through Mowgli's page, Mowgli the service dog, his Instagram page, because we always have him out and about with us whenever we're doing things for the epilepsy awareness and also for the service dog awareness.
I love that. I love that. I tried to register Chloe. So Chloe is our Yorkie. She's 5 pounds and she's a diva. So I tried to register her as an emotional support animal, but she just stresses me out. So I don't think it's working. I just don't think
it's not so good.
Between her and the toothbrush, it's too much. It's too much.
We're gonna get you an emotional support toothbrush then. That's what
I need. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna give you red toothbrushes for the red vest. That's what we're gonna do.
And I'm just gonna walk around like this all the time, like holding it so I don't lose it. I need it, Erin. You just don't know. You just don't know. All right. I'm trying to make sure I got all our questions in. I think we are good. Anything else you want to share with us before I do the amazing onstage question?
Absolutely. So if you haven't joined already, please look on Facebook and send us a request. We would love to have you join us on Crowns and Coffee. So that way you get to see all these amazing things that she and I are talking about and referencing tonight. And that way you can help us help each other and find your right pageant home, find your next steps, and ask great questions. You know, we have a lot of resource in Crowns and Coffee for each and every one of you.
Yeah. And they even have guest speakers. Like they had Mrs. Galaxy was in there one day giving tips. And it was like a Saturday morning and she's just in her makeup room talking to us. And they have other events going on. So if you're not a member, join. It's free. There's all kinds of information. They share events that are going on in different areas and systems and all kinds of good stuff. So join. And then you'll get to meet Erin. And then you'll get to meet Diane, who has been on before and may be coming back on shortly. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
For that. Okay. Are you ready?
Right. There we go. All of a sudden my sun went down. I'm like, oh, I just realized how dark it was getting. Sorry.
I just thought you were in witness protection. I was going with it. I was like, oh.
I was just like, oh my gosh, I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, oh, my sun went down. So sorry. Look at that. Florida, no sun. Now you have tornadoes. I have no sun here in Florida.
I'll send you a toothbrush. It's just that. All right. So we are going to get ready for your onstage question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What is one thing you've learned about yourself through pageantry?
One thing I've learned about myself through pageantry is how to love myself better, how to respect myself better, how to raise myself up better, and just become a better person as a whole. Self-love and self-care is so important, and it really helps you to understand that better because the people around you, the sister queens that you make as friends and make friends with, I just feel that that's so important. So thank you all for helping me to learn how to love me better.
I love that. That was beautiful. That was amazing.
It's so true. Thank you. And it's true. It's
Queen,
true.
You're amazing. I can't thank you enough. I'm so glad that Crowns and Coffee connected us initially, and then Diane, and then this. And I'm just excited to follow you and your journey. And I'm going to go follow Mowgli, the service dog, as soon as I get off here. And I can't wait to see what you do next, because I know it's going to be great. So everybody, please follow her. I put all of her social media tags in here. You can also watch this replay, share this link with people so they'll watch us. And then there's no Crown Chat next week. I'm coming to Disney.
Yay! That's awesome. I'm going to take songs of praises. I'm going to put everything up for you, and I'm going to be cheering you on with toothbrushes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have a Mickey toothbrush just for you.
I love it. So no Crown Chat next week. We're back on May 22nd with a very special guest. So watch for that promo. Queen Erin, thank you again. Everyone watching, thank you for being with us. Never dull your sparkle, because someone can't handle your shine. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks.